Have you ever played a friendly game that suddenly got a little too intense? Like maybe you and your best friend were racing on bikes, or sword fighting with pool noodles, or trying to see who could build the tallest Lego tower. And then, oops, something unexpected happened? Well, today's story is kind of like that. A story about two friends who trained together, dreamed together, and changed history together. Their names? Athena, the goddess of wisdom, and her friend Pallas, the warrior of courage and skill. Let's step into their story. Now, who was Pallas? In ancient Greek myths, Pallas was known as a titan or a warrior spirit, depending on the story. But in the version we're exploring today, Pallas is a young goddess, strong, quick, and smart, the perfect match for her best friend, Athena. While Athena carried a shield and spear and loved to invent new tools and ideas, Pallas was more about movement and practice. She trained every day, learning how to fight gracefully and wisely. Together, Athena and Pallas made the perfect pair. One loved to think, the other loved to act. They were like brain and body working together, learning side by side, laughing, competing, and helping each other grow. They weren't enemies. They were sparring partners, friends who made each other better. One bright morning, Athena and Pallas met for a friendly match on the field of the gods. The air shimmered with excitement as they lifted their shields. "Ready?" said Athena with a grin. "Always," laughed Pallas, spinning her spear with lightning speed. They began their duel, fast, skillful, beautiful to watch. The other gods paused their work just to see the two friends move like dancers in armor. But then, something unexpected happened. As they fought, Zeus, Athena's father, watched from above. Worried that his daughter might get hurt, he sent his Aegis shield, a powerful, glowing weapon, to protect her. The sudden flash startled Pallas. For a moment she froze, and Athena's spear struck her by accident. Pallas fell. The world grew quiet. Athena dropped her weapon and rushed to her friend's side. "Oh no, Pallas," she cried. "It was an accident." Heartbroken, Athena promised never to forget her dear friend. To honor her, she took her name forever after, calling herself Pallas Athena, so that every time someone spoke her name, they would remember the friend who taught her true courage and wisdom. Have you ever had a friend who helped you learn something new? Maybe they showed you how to ride a bike, play a game, or solve a puzzle. Sometimes, friends challenge us. They push us to do better, to think harder, to grow stronger. And sometimes, we make mistakes. But that's okay, because friendship and learning go hand in hand. Just like Athena learned from Pallas, we can learn from every friendship, every challenge, and even every accident. Now let's jump from myth to science. Did you know there's something in space named Pallas? Yep, it's an asteroid, one of the largest ones in our whole solar system. Discovered in the early 1800s, asteroid Pallas zooms around the Sun between Mars and Jupiter in a place called the asteroid belt. It's about 300 miles wide, almost as big as some small moons, and made of rock, metal, and mystery. Scientists think Pallas might have been part of a planet that never fully formed. Imagine that, a cosmic world that could have been. So in a way, Pallas still stands for potential for what might become, if given time and care. Just like Athena carried Pallas's name to remember her spirit, we carry her name into space, written on star maps and science missions. Now imagine this. What if one day astronauts travel to asteroid Pallas? They could land on its rocky surface, bounce in its low gravity, and study the minerals that sparkle like ancient jewels. Maybe they'll name their spaceship Athena, flying in friendship toward Pallas, just like in the myth. And maybe they'll discover something amazing, a new mineral, or signs of how the early solar system was built. Because, just like Athena and Pallas learned from each other, scientists and explorers learn from the universe. Myth and science aren't so far apart. Both are stories about curiosity, courage, and connection. The gods of old looked up to the stars, and now we reach for them with rockets and robots. So what can we remember from the story of Pallas? That true strength isn't just about muscles or winning. It's about learning, respecting, and remembering the ones who help us grow. The stars may be far away, but their stories and our friendships shine close to home. Thanks for listening, explorers. Until next time, keep your eyes on the sky and your heart open to wisdom.